Well, in Tshwane, immediate water restrictions have now been implemented, affecting various parts of the metro. This comes after the announcement by water utility Rand Water that its levels have dipped to a worrying 30%. Let's get an update with Daryl Johnson, the MMC for Utility Services in Tshwane. A very good evening to you, MMC. Talk to us specifically about the problems in Soshanguve, because that's where you're seeing the most worrying situation at the moment.
Good evening, Tamakile. Certainly, Soshanguve is one of the areas that we have been struggling with. There's been high demand there and draw off, which has been hampering the reservoir from filling, and that has a knock-on effect, in particular in terms of then being able to fill the tower, which provides the pressure for the high-lying areas. So that's why we're seeing the higher-lying areas really being impacted the most. So the teams are taking preventive measures as far as that's concerned, in an effort to be able to get the levels in the reservoir up to a point where we are comfortably able to pump water into the tower, so that we are able to pressurize the system and supply the higher-lying areas as well.
And as far as putting the problem into context, there isn't a shortage of water in surrounding areas. I mean, you look at the last government update on the 4th of January, the Val Dam was sitting at more than 102%. And if people read that figure and then hear that Tshwane is facing a shortage of water, they wonder why that is. Put it in the simplest terms.
Well, the fact of the matter is that we in a situation similar to what we found ourselves in October last year, where although the dams are full, we are sitting with problems because there are issues within the Rand water supply network, and they've got low levels or lower levels in their reservoirs, and that is then impacting on the city. And we sit with a current or concurrent issue of high demand, particularly driven by the hot weather. And then that is exacerbated by load shedding and the impact on pumping and so forth. So again, we find ourselves in a similar position to what we were in October last year.
I used Val as a reference point for the fact that there isn't a shortage of water nearby, but Tshwane does not get water from the Val Dam system, does it? How quickly then, without that, are you able to get your hands on adequate supply of water?
Well, approximately 80% of our water is supplied from Rand Water, which comes from the integrated Vaal River system, and the balance is produced by our own sources. So out of that, 12% of that 20 approximately is potable water. The balance that's made up there is not potable and fit for human consumption, but can be used for irrigation and washing cars and those sorts of things. So that's where we sit as far as water is concerned, unlike our neighbours in Johannesburg or Ekurhuleni, where they are totally reliant on Rand Water.
And when do you expect the situation will improve, when you consider that at the moment we're in the midst of a heat wave in Gauteng? Tshwane today was expected to reach up to 36 degrees, and many people would then use water either because they need to drink more water or to cool themselves.
Absolutely, that's what's driving a lot of the issue here, and we're hoping that we see tomorrow's the high point on this heat wave that we've been experiencing, and that will then taper off, and it will then reduce the demand that's on the system from the residents. And hopefully, currently with the reduction on the water meters and the efforts from the public, we will be able to see an increase in reservoir levels, and Rand Water will be able to get their reservoirs back up into the target range of 60 to 80% from the 30% that they currently find themselves in.
It's become a recurring problem, has it not, the issue of these water restrictions in Gauteng, even in Tshwane itself in the last few months. What is the ultimate solution?
Well, certainly the ultimate solution, and it's what we're working towards certainly from our side, is the optimization of our own sources within Tshwane, and that is a process that is already underway. It's unfortunately not something that you're able to resolve quickly. It comes with big price tags. But the teams are working very actively on the various opportunities that exist within our own sources and how we can optimize those and augment them to increase our water supply. Obviously, at the same time, Department of Water and Sanitation is busy with the Lesotho Highlands Phase 2 project, which is unfortunately well behind on what the planned schedule was. And within that is obviously also the increase in capacity from Rand Water in order to then purify that additional water and be able to distribute it through their network, which is where there are also some bottlenecks currently. So once all of those are dealt with, then we should be able to find ourselves in a better situation as far as water is concerned in what is a very water scarce part of the world as things go.
Daryl Johnson, Tshwane MMC for Utility Services, thank you.